question about the deployment, perhaps the General can give us an indication that he has already written to the Speaker of Parliament to say that there should not be such a display.
That it will be, I will not be able to repeat the answers that I've given on some of the questions. And if members are not happy with the answers, it's unfortunate. Those are the answers we have. Because member says, the minister should have said this, the minister should have said this. So he has the answers that he wants. So I can't say the things that he wants to hear. I have to say the things that I need to say. So that if members to say the minister should have said this, then why was I asked until they have the question, the answers? So I will not be able to get that and repeat the answers or give answers in the way the members want them. The one that I want to, there was also to say that the member says asked 3 questions. I answered because I agree with, I stand by what I said. When I say we, I'm the Minister of Defense and the spokesperson for the department. So I am entitled to say we as the department. And unfortunately, I even include you as a South African, because I'm your minister. So when I say we, I even speak on your behalf. So you are also included. So we includes you. And to say, Chair, no, you can choose one. And to say, Chair, I said, please, there's no press. I'll say it 10 times. So to repeat what I said, to say I stand by what I said, I stand by it. And we, I speak on your behalf. As your minister.
I've learned quite a number of things with regard to the questions that had been asked. The first one, maybe that I will have to try and respond to, which had been persistently being asked, is when are we going to get the remains of our members back? In one sentence, tomorrow. Having said so, we as members of the SNDF had all what was required for us to provide. Coming to the issue of whether our members had been really properly trained, I will indicate that for every mission, before any deployment, prior to being handed over to Chief Joint Ops, there is what we call combat readiness training. And this training takes place in various units and services do combat readiness training. Then they provide the combat readiness certificate. Part of it are the exercises that take place in Luata. Those exercises are meant at least to determine how ready are your soldiers in carrying out the mission that they are required to do. After doing combat readiness training, Chief Joint Operations then receives the soldiers, and these soldiers are then put through what we call mission readiness training. And this is the training that is tailor-made specifically for the type of the mission that they are to conduct. And indeed, this grouping that went there, they went through combat readiness training, they went through mission readiness training. And it was not for lack of training that we suffered casualties. Being a soldier, I will share with you that most of our casualties did not come as a result of close combat. It came as a result of indirect fire that was directed and DF'd to our positions. We then realized that indeed some of the things that are happening are things that, is there anything that we can do to avoid that? Yes, indeed. We increased security of our people, both in terms of intelligence collection and in terms of how do you then counter this bombardment. The bunkers were created, which is the logical thing that soldiers will do. We then said, are the bunkers that are available sufficient? And then they developed them, fortified them, because we realized that this is the nature of the warfare that we're going to face, and therefore the bunkers that we had to be fortified. And as I said, we train as we fight. And when we learned that we need to do that, we fortified. So our members have been resourced, they've been properly trained. We have done everything that needed to be done in order to protect those that were in the battlefield.
I feel requires answering is these allegations about the reasons why we're in the realm, why we're in the DRC. It will shake, it will really shook me to the core that heads of state of 15 countries meet in a specific day. We are saying on the 8th of May at Windhoek in Namibia. Heads of state took a decision for the Summit DRC mission. So from the allegations, so it means all of them, 15, agreed to go and protect the interests of South African business. I think it's really, it just really shocks me to think. It's really also taking, in my view, taking the entire SADC for nothing, that they could meet as heads of state on behalf of individuals in South Africa. It's a mission supported also by AU. So even AU will sit and support a mission that supports certain individuals in South Africa. Where still UN also, United Nations, sits and supports a mission that is supposed to support South African business. It can't be true. It just common sense says it can't be true. And we did spell here what were the objectives of the mission. At no stage it's mentioned any person's name. So I thought I should raise that the allegations just don't seem to, I don't want to be bullying, so I don't want to use strong words, but they just don't seem to really make adequate sense. I think the chair also raised the question about budgets, because we're mixing issues, the chair, I think. And the questions that you said I answered, yes, if I am to answer, I'll repeat them. I was talking about the inadequacy of the budget for our own local needs. When we go to Summit DRC, we go, there's 15 countries. The money that supports the mission comes from the SADC countries. Even MINUSCO, it comes from UN. So to say we would have taken the royal flag, we're not going. So why do we take a royal flag if we're not going to war? What we take, it's things that, like we were attacked to protect ourselves. So you take enough to protect yourself, but you don't take your firepower to a country as if you're going to war with that country. We're not going to war to that country. Whether we call it peacekeeping or what, in our understanding is peacekeeping. That's why we didn't take our fire. So I think people can call it the names they want, but to expect that we have taken our firepower to another country when we're not going to war, whereas we just needed enough to protect us. It happened that we attacked and we had enough firepower to protect ourselves, but we not take their firepower. So I'll repeat those things and confirm that indeed the country is safe in the hands of our members. The other question also was, we're playing big Father Christmas, and then what? In the UNESCO, there are more than 10 countries. The head of UNESCO is even a Senegalese. It's not a South African. So you have your Bangladeshi, the army, the hospitals are run by Indian doctors, Madagascar is bringing medical. So it's a world mission. We might have been doing this in the Summit DRC, but in UNESCO there are more than 10 countries that are involved. So there's no South Africa playing big alone. It is I thought I should raise that. You have India there. I mean, some of the soldiers that we met were in the hospital run by Indian medical personnel.